everyone, hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Shagufta Fatima and I'm a data analytics trainer at White Scholars. I've been working with students and professionals who want to build a strong career in data analytics. So, if you are curious about data, numbers, or want to enter the field of data analytics, but feel confused by too many tools and concepts, then you are in the right place. In this channel, we'll be breaking down data analytics into simple, practical, and real world explanations, starting from very basics and gradually moving towards advanced concepts. So, we'll not just focus on tools, but how a data analyst thinks or how a data is cleaned, analyzed, and converted into something meaningful that company actually look for. So we'll begin with Excel because Excel is the foundation of data analytics. So before moving to SQL, Power BI, or Python, it's important for us to understand how data works actually. So for that, Excel help you to build that analytical mindset. So in today's video, we'll understand, we'll learn what is Excel, we'll see the importance of Excel, we'll see why do we need Excel actually. And we'll also see where Excel is used, how Excel is used, and what is the interface of Excel. See a small concept called as fill handle and a custom list. Let us dive in. See what actually is Excel. In simple terms, if I would define you, Excel is just collection of spreadsheets. Now you may get a doubt that what is a spreadsheet actually? Spreadsheet, if I would show you the practical, would be good for you. This part, this sheet is called as a spreadsheet. So what do we have in a spreadsheet? We have columns and we have rows. So in simple terms, combination of rows and columns is called as a spreadsheet. And also you can call it as a worksheet. Now, you may get a doubt that what is column and what are rows here? So alphabets which you're seeing here are columns. And the numbers, numericals which you're seeing are called as rows. Let's go back. So Excel is used to store, organize, calculate, and analyze data. Now, what do you think? Who do you think will store the data? If you take a basic example, real world example, when you visit any shop, it may be a clothing shop, any malls, they store your data. That means your mobile number, your name, right? But do you think they perform any calculation? No, right? They just store the data. And who do you think will calculate the data? Basic example of real world, then banks, people will be calculating your data. Or if you take employees, companies would be calculating the data. Next, coming to analyze. What do you understand by analyze and who do you think will analyze the data? Exactly. Data analyst will be analyzing the data. So the work of data analyst is not of only analyzing the data. We store the data, we organize it, we calculate it, and also we analyze it. That means starting from storing of data to analyzing it. The process is done by a data analyst. Now, as we have seen, what are rows? Numbers that are called as records. Columns, fields, cells is nothing but intersection of row and column. What is that? If you see, I clicked on some cell. This is called a cell. It is the intersection of E column and it is also intersection of fourth row. That means intersection of column and row is called as a cell. Now, Excel allow users to perform or apply the formulas, functions, and tools to work with the data efficiently. So what happens is when you don't have Excel, if now, for example, I want to calculate the total sales of today, how would I do it if I have no idea about the tools are existing in this world? I would do it manually, right? So it would take some good amount of time for me, but that same work I can do by using Excel, which is faster, which is easier and smarter. Now, as you've understood what is Excel, I would explain to you in a simple term that what is Excel actually. So taking an example, when you were studying or if you are still studying, so in school times, what we used to do is we have 6 to 7 subjects. And when we used to revise for exams for each and every subject, we used to keep a single book. In that book, we used to write our Telugu subject, Hindi subject, English, math, science, social. All the subjects we used to practice in the same book, right? Similar to that, in Excel, you just cannot do any calculation, just cannot do only any conditions. You can do everything, whether it is a condition based, whether it is some functions, formulas, conditionals, formatting, anything can be done in a Excel. That is similar. What each row represents? Each row represents one single record. Now, each column represents one attribute. That may be it a salary column or department column. So what happens in one column? We have a lot of records, right? That is the reason it is called as attribute. Now, one Excel file is called as workbook. Now, what do you understand by one Excel file? If I add some number of sheets here, so this one is called as a sheet. Combination of all this, when if I create n number of sheets also, and if I save this whole part is called as a workbook. That means collection of worksheets is called as a workbook. Now, let us see why should we go for Excel now. So why should I go for only Excel? First thing is Excel is very easy to learn compared to any other programming tools. Now, in the very basic, I started to explain you what are rows, what are columns. You are easily able to understand, right? So it is very user-friendly interface. Very easy to understand, not complicated much. And no coding is required to start working with data. We need not to know any of the coding to start with this. Next, provide quick results for calculation and analysis. That means, for example, now my friend is running a business, a clothing business maybe. So she is having frequently visited customers and she want to find out the frequently visited customers. That means count of customers who are frequently visiting. So what happens if you have a long data set, like 10,000? Maybe 10,000 records. If she doesn't know what is Excel, how is it used, she used to do it manually. If she doesn't have any idea, is to go to each and every record and say, okay, this customer is repeating. But what if I have a function in Excel which is used for me to calculate this, count this, and say me the answer? Exactly. This can be done in Excel. Now, it will be used to understand data before moving into advanced tools. Like if you want to go for Power BI, SQL, Python, for learning every advanced concept, Excel is the very basic which you need to learn and which will be very easy for you to understand and move forward. It is not only used by beginners, by also by professionals. Excel doesn't have a limit that, okay, the people who are very new to this will only be learning Excel. No, the professional people also use Excel. In simple terms, Excel is the easiest entry point into this data analytics world. So when you want to enter a data analytics world, Excel is the very basic, very scratch for you to learn. Now, let us see what is the importance of Excel for data analyst. We have understood what is Excel, why should we go for Excel. So now we should also know that how is it useful in our particular stream, in our criteria, how is it useful for a data analyst? So when you want to enter this data analyst career or journey, Excel is the first tool which you need to learn. Right? It is used for data cleaning. Now, what do you understand by data cleaning? For example, I have around 50,000 records in which I have some blank spaces, I have some duplicate records, I have some null values, I have some upper cases, lower cases. In text columns, I have some numbers. This all is called as a messy data, raw data, messed up data. So to clean the data, the process is called as data cleaning. So we can do that data cleaning by using Excel. What is data validation? For example, there is a column called as gender. In that, I want either M, either F. I don't want MALE, male to be written whole. I don't want female to be written. I just want M or F. So I want to keep a restriction that when the user is trying to enter something rather than this M and F, it should not be entered. So putting up that restriction is possible by using data validation. Okay, next, what is calculations? As I've said earlier, to perform any total sales, count of some employees, to find out maximum of salaries, minimum of salaries, every calculation part, whether it may be adding, subtracting, multiplying, everything comes under calculations. Now, what is quick insights? Now, if I create a dashboard, so Excel is also used to create a dashboard. So when you create a dashboard, it will be very easy for you to give insights from that. What do you understand by insights? That means, taking an example. Now, before we go to dashboards, dashboard is nothing but collection of charts. To create dashboard, firstly, we need to start by Excel. To create a dashboard, it will usually pass through the Excel, then it will go to some advanced concepts. You may get a doubt that where Excel is used actually. So for this question, the one line answer is Excel is used everywhere. Means globally in companies for sales and expense reports, see IT and software companies, and for like in HR departments for attendance, payroll, performance tracking, and in marketing maybe for customer analysis. for startup business and small business, maybe the customer traffic. So Excel is used everywhere. That means wherever data exists, Excel is usually present in simple terms. So as a data analyst, you will be cleaning the messy data. You will be performing calculations. You'll be working with functions. You'll apply the logic to categorize the data. You'll prepare data for analysis and dashboards. See, that is what I mentioned, applying formulas, sorting the data. Sorting is nothing but arranging the data from ascending to descending or descending to ascending. Now, filtering is nothing but retrieving the data which is required. That means condition based. We are retrieving the data which we want. Preparing reports for the management, creating the dashboards required, which according to the criteria, preparing the reports according to the criteria. So Excel helps analysts to move from raw data to insights. That means Excel train us or train your brain to think analytically, which is why every data analyst starts here. Now, let us start by looking at the interface of Excel. What is Excel? How is the interface of that? So this is the interface of Excel. This is how it looks. So let us start with the from very top. What is this? This is called as quick access toolbar. And what is this used for and how is it used? So this whole part is called as quick access toolbar. Now, what do you understand by quick access toolbar? If you see, we have some options here. Take an example. You work for a company where you need to open a new file every time. That means when you come to the office, the very first thing is you have to open a new file. So if you click on this drop down, we have some options here which are listed out already. So what I'll do is I'll click on this new. Whenever you click on that option, that new icon will be added here. If I click on this, a new document would be added. Now, as you have understood what is Excel, how Excel is used, and what is the importance of that, let us now start to understand what and how is the interface of Excel. If you see at the top, you have some options. That is called as quick access toolbar. So this quick access toolbar is used for a frequently done task. If I would explain you with an example, I work for a company where every morning I have to come to the office, open a new Excel file. So usually how do you do it? Coming to file, if you have an option called as open. So I don't want to go there and open the new file every time. So what I'll do is in this drop down, see this option new, I'll click it on. It was already there. So I'm doing it once again for you. I'll click on. So what happens is when you click on this, a new document will be added. Okay, you have to be a clear difference. So you all should be knowing a simple term, that is document is nothing but a workbook. That means it will add a new workbook, not a worksheet here. Right? Worksheet is nothing but will add a sheets here. Document is nothing but it will create a new document. That means a new workbook. Okay. Next, all these are called as tabs. All these are called as tabs. So under each tab, we have a ribbon. This whole part is called as a ribbon. Under each ribbon, we have different groups. That means font group, alignment group, number groups. All these are called as groups. Under each tab, we have ribbons. Each ribbon is divided into different groups. So this is a formula box. That means whenever you write some formula, it would be visible here. Now, a simple concept that what is fill handle? For example, I've written one here and I want this first serial number. That means I have a student's data in which I have student name, their course, their age, the course they've opted for. So what I want is I want to add extra column in which I want the serial number 1, 2, 3, 4 and all. So there are 50,000 students, for example. So do you think it is possible for me to write 1, 2, 3, everything till 50,000? No. So if you see, when I take this to the right bottom, I'm getting a plus sign. That plus sign is called as fill handle. So fill handle is used to copy the series or fill the series. Now, if I drag it down, I'll get the numbers. If I drag it till wherever I want, I'll get the numbers. This is called as fill handle. Now, what is a custom list? For example, so this is by default. If I write Monday here and if I drag it, I'll get the answer. This is a by default list which is presented Excel. What if I want my own custom list? That means I work for a fruits company in which I have specified amount of fruits to which I need to check every day. That means how much are their sales going. Every day I need to check that. I have few list of fruits. So instead of coming every day and writing and seeing that fruits, I need to create a list. That means when I drag it down, I should get the list. Then let's see what are the sales and whatever the criteria which I want. So let us see how do you create it. I'll click on File, Options. I'll click on Advanced. If I go down, I have an option called as Edit Custom List. So here you have to write all your entries which I want. So I already have one. I click on this and click on OK. So now, so what was the first entry? Mango. So when I write mango and if I drag it down, I have to get the list which is present there. Yes, I'm getting it. This is how you add a custom list. So I want to show you this. As you can see, fill handle is used to copy the series, copy values, formulas, or continue the patterns. So today we have sorry. So today we have covered the fundamentals of Excel, like why Excel is important, how it is used in real life, what is Excel, how is it useful and important for a data analyst, right? So this may look simple, but this is where exactly a strong analyst is built. So if your foundation is clear, that means Excel is clear, advanced tools like Python, SQL, or Power BI would be very much easier to learn. So my advice to you is don't rush. Practice these basics, try them on real data, and understand why you are using each function, which we'll be discussing in further classes. So in next video, we'll start applying Excel in more practical real world scenarios that data analysts actually work in. If you like this video, so if this video helped you, do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Drop your questions in the comments and we'll make sure to answer them. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.